Erin Brockovich-Ellis is an American legal clerk and environmental activist, who, despite the lack of a formal education in the law, was instrumental in building a case against the Pacific Gas and Electric Company of California in 1993. Since the release of the film that shares her story and name, she has hosted Challenge America with Erin Brockovich on ABC and Final Justice on Zone Reality. She is the president of Brockovich Research Consulting, a consulting firm. She now works as a consultant for Girardi Keese, the New York law firm of Weitz Luxenberg, which has a focus on personal injury claims for asbestos exposure, and Shine Lawyers in Australia. Early life: she was born as Erin Patty in Lawrence, Kansas, to Frank Patty, an industrial engineer, and Arshia Jo O'Neill Patty, a journalist. She graduated from Lawrence High School, then attended Kansas State University, in Manhattan, Kansas, and graduated with an Associate in Applied Arts degree from Wade Business College in Dallas, Texas. She worked as a management trainee for CMAT in 1981 but quit after a few months and entered a beauty pageant. She won Miss Pacific Coast in 1981 and left the beauty pageant after the win. She has lived in California since 1982. Pacific Gas and Electric litigation. The case alleged contamination of drinking water with hexavalent chromium in the Southern California town of Hinckley. At the center of the case was a facility, the Hinckley Compressor Station, built in 1952, a part of a natural gas pipeline connecting to the San Francisco Bay Area. Between 1952 and 1966, PG&E used hexavalent chromium to fight corrosion in the cooling tower. The wastewater dissolved the hexavalent chromium from the cooling towers and was discharged to unlined ponds at the site. Some of the wastewater percolated into the groundwater, affecting an area near the plant approximately 2 by 1 mile. The case was settled in 1996 for $333 million, the largest settlement ever paid in a direct action lawsuit in U.S. history. Brockovich's attorneys received $133.6 million of that settlement, and Brockovich herself received a bonus of $2 million. However, Brockovich's attorneys held on to the money more than 6 months, then, after several threats for lawsuits, they finally paid out. The firm also billed $10 million for undetailed expenses, in a violation of the American Bar Association's Model Rules of Professional Conduct. A study, released in 2010 by the California Cancer Registry, showed that cancer rates in Hinckley remained unremarkable from 1988 to 2008. An epidemiologist involved in the study said that the 196 cases of cancer reported during the most recent survey of 1996 through 2008 were less than what he would expect based on demographics and the regional rate of cancer. A June 2013 Mother Jones magazine article featured an extensive critique from the Center for Public Integrity of the author's work on the later epidemiological studies. Average Creek 6 levels in Hinckley were recorded as 1.19 ppb with a peak of 3.09 ppb. The PG&E Topeka compressor station averaged 7.8 ppb in peaks at 31.8 ppb based on the PG&E background study. California's public health goal, circa 2011, for hexavalent chromium is 0.02 ppb. Other litigation, working with Edward L. Masry, a lawyer based in Thousand Oaks, California, Brockovich went on to participate in other anti-pollution lawsuits. One of those accuses the Whitman Corporation of chromium contamination in Willits, California. Another lawsuit, which lists 1,200 plaintiffs, alleges contamination near PG&E's Kettleman Hills compressor station in Kings County, California, along the same pipeline as the Hinckley site. The Kettleman suit was settled for $335 million in 2006. After experiencing problems with mold contamination in her own home in the Conjo Valley, Brockovich became a prominent activist and educator in this area as well. Brockovich and Masry filed suit against the Beverly Hills Unified School District in 2003, in which the district was accused of harming the health and safety of its students by allowing a contractor to operate a cluster of oil wells on campus. Brockovich and Masry alleged that 300 cancer cases were linked to the oil wells. Subsequent testing and epidemiological investigation failed to corroborate substantial link, and Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Wendell Mortimer granted summary judgment against the plaintiffs. In May 2007, the school district announced that it was to be paid $450,000 as reimbursement for legal expenses. Brockovich assisted in the filing of a lawsuit against Prime Tanning Corporation of St. Joseph, Missouri in April 2009. The lawsuit claims that waste sludge from the production of leather, containing high levels of hexavalent chromium, was distributed to farmers in northwest Missouri to use as fertilizer on their fields. It is believed to be a potential cause of an abnormally high number of brain tumors around the town of Cameron, Missouri, which is currently being investigated by the EPA. In June 2009, Brockovich began investigating a case of contaminated water in Midland, Texas. Significant amounts of hexavalent chromium were found in the water of more than 40 homes in the area, some of which have now been fitted with state-monitored filters on their water supply. Brockovich said, "The only difference between here and Hinckley is that I saw higher levels here than I saw in Hinckley." In March 2013, Brockovich met with residents of Bayou Corn, Louisiana, in Assumption Parish in South Louisiana, where a large sinkhole is growing as a result of underground waste storage from Texas Brine Incorporated. The residents are under mandatory evacuation as the hole grows and swallows more of the swampland, emitting methane and other gases, some possibly infiltrating into the groundwater and the air. The residents have been told their area is unlivable. She and her legal team have met with hundreds of the residents. In June of 2013, Brockovich was arrested in Nevada for drunk boating. Awards: Honorary Doctor of Laws and Commencement Speaker at Lewis and Clark Law School, Portland, Oregon, in May 2005. Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters and Commencement Speaker at Loyola Marymount University, Los Angeles, on May 5, 2007. Honorary Master of Arts, Business Communication, from Jones International University, Centennial, Colorado. Movies: Brockovich's work in bringing litigation against Pacific Gas and Electric is the focus of the 2000 feature film, Erin Brockovich, starring Julia Roberts in the title role. The film was nominated for 5 Academy Awards: Best Actress in a Leading Role, Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Writing in a Screenplay written directly for the screen. Roberts won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of Erin Brockovich. Erin Brockovich herself had a cameo role as a waitress named Julia. Brockovich has a more extensive role in the 2012 documentary Last Call at the Oasis, which focuses not only on water pollution but also on the overall state of water scarcity as it relates to water policy in the United States. Book: Brockovich's book, entitled Take It From Me, Life's a Struggle But You Can Win, was published in October 2001, and was on the NYT Business Bestsellers list. References: External links: Official site of Erin Brockovich, The Brockovich Report, BrockovichBlog.com, Brockovich Village, Official MySpace of Erin Brockovich, Erin Brockovich Biography on the Biography Channel, Erin Brockovich at the Internet Movie Database, Evening with Erin Brockovich in Sydney, hosted by the Climate Change Coalition 2007, detail about Hinckley case at awesomestories.com, Did Hinckley residents really win? At Salon.com, Weitz and Luxenberg PC, Shine Lawyers Australia, Environmental Justice Society.